Greetings, everyone. Hope your Lenten season continues to go well, that you're having great time for devotional study, for contemplation, for reflection. Today, as we talk about the yeast, today we're talking about a negative side of the yeast. I go back to a story in our family. We have a recipe, and it's my grandmother Divine's cinnamon rolls. We used to make these every year at Christmas. We haven't for the last few years, but we used to make them every year at Christmas. And they're a yeast-based cinnamon roll. And it's always amazing that you start with this lump of dough, but you mix this tiny bit of yeast in there. And over the evening, as you pound it out, as you knead the dough, and then you let it sit and it just doubles in size. And then you cut it and you let it sit some more and it doubles in size. And then you let it sit all night. You come in the morning and this individual cinnamon rolls have doubled in size. And it's just amazing what this little tiny packet of yeast does to this bread and how it expands it in such a mighty way. Now, there's a great passage that Jesus talks about the yeast as a good thing, that the woman uses the yeast and how much we can say something positive or do something positive, which changes the world in a powerful way. But today he's talking about it in a negative way. And he's talking about the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. He's talked about the yeast of the leaders, that they're spreading malicious lies, that they don't teach truth, that they gossip, that they do different things. And it's one of the most destructive things in the church that we let people put their little poison arrows in and destroy whole communities. And so it's something we have to pray about, that we have to stand up to in love when we see it happening, and that we have to guard ourselves from, just as Jesus calls the disciples to guard themselves from the yeast of the Pharisees. So today, as you think about that, think about those times that maybe this has been done to you or in your community, and think of how you can react and how you can live in a way that would stop that from growing. But also, we need to think about how we can forgive those that have done wrong to us. Because one of the things that we don't want to miss is that in forgiveness, we find freedom. So have a good time studying today, and hope that your study leads to growth. And growth leads to your having the mind of Christ. God bless.